It takes less than half a second for you to lose control. Think about that for a moment. It takes less than half a second. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and snap, you feel that heat rise in your chest. Your boss sends you a passive-aggressive email, and instantly, your stomach drops with anxiety. You see a picture of your ex-partner on social media looking happy, and suddenly, your entire day is ruined by sadness. You think you are free. You think you are the captain of your own soul. But if we are being honest, most of us are not free. We are puppets. We are slaves to our own biology, and the world holds the strings. Every time the world pulls a string, you dance. If the world wants you angry, it makes you angry. If the world wants you afraid, it makes you afraid. As long as you are reactive, you are weak. But what if I told you there is another way? What if I told you there is a state of mind where the noise stops? A state where fear does not exist, where anger cannot stick to you, and where you can see the world exactly as it is without flinching? The legendary samurai Miyamoto Musashi called this state the void. It was the final and most important teaching of his life, the secret behind why he never lost a single duel to the death. He didn't win because he was faster than everyone else. He didn't win because he was stronger. He won because while his opponents were fighting him, Musashi was fighting nothingness. Today, we are going to learn how to enter that void. We are going to learn how to turn off the noise, kill your reactions, and become immovable. Before we walk this path together, I need you to make a small commitment to your own growth. If you are ready to stop being a slave to your emotions, go ahead and click that like button right now. It helps this message reach more men who need to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Mind of the Master. We are building a brotherhood here, an archive of wisdom for those who want to conquer themselves, and I want you to be a part of it. Now, let's begin. To truly understand what the void is, we have to go back to a specific moment in history. We have to look at the moment Musashi almost died. The year is 1604. The place is a rice field near the Ichijoji temple in Kyoto. Musashi is only 21 years old. He has challenged the Yoshioka school, the most prestigious sword school in the entire city. But the Yoshioka are tired of his challenges. They are done playing games. They don't want a duel anymore, they want an execution. So they don't send one man to meet him. They send 70. Imagine the scene. It is the dead of night. Fog is rolling in off the mountains, thick and cold. Musashi stands alone near a massive pine tree. And then, out of the fog, they emerge. Torchlights. The glint of steel. 70 men. Archers, musketeers, and swordsmen, all there for one reason, to kill this one young man. Now, pause for a second and put yourself in his boots. Imagine the feeling in your chest, the biological panic. Your heart would be hammering against your ribs like a trapped bird. Your hands would be shaking. Your breath would be shallow. Every instinct in your body would be screaming at you to run. This is the fight or flight response. It is biology designed to keep you alive. But in a fight like this, biology will get you killed. If Musashi feels fear, he hesitates, and if he hesitates, he dies. If Musashi feels anger at the unfairness of the fight, he gets reckless, and if he gets reckless, he dies. In that moment, standing under that pine tree, Musashi did something impossible. He stepped out of his own mind. He detached from the outcome. He detached from the fear of death. He detached from the desire to win. He entered the state of Mushin, or no mind. When the signal was given, he didn't fight in the traditional sense. He flowed. He struck the leader of the clan first, creating instant chaos. He didn't scream. He didn't panic. He ran through the rice fields, using the mud and the terrain to separate the mob, striking them down one by one. He wasn't fighting 70 men at once. He was fighting one man, 70 times. He survived that night not because he was angry, but because he was empty. This is the power of the void. In his final masterpiece, The Book of Five Rings, Musashi writes about the Book of the Void. It is the shortest chapter, and for many people, it is the most confusing. He writes that by the void, he means that which has no beginning and no end. Attaining this principle means not being deceived by anyone. Most people hear the word void and they think it means being a zombie. They think it means you shouldn't feel happiness or love, or that you should be a cold, emotionless robot. This is completely wrong. Musashi was not a robot. He was an artist. He was a poet. He felt things deeply. The void is not emptiness in the sense of lacking something. The void is clarity. Think of your mind like a lake. When you are angry, the lake is stormy. The water is churning, waves are crashing, and mud is kicking up from the bottom. If you look into a stormy lake, you cannot see your reflection. You cannot see what is under the surface. You cannot see the truth. This is how most men live their entire lives. They make decisions in the storm. They send that angry text message in the storm. They quit their job in the storm. They break up with their partner in the storm. And because they cannot see clearly, they make mistakes. The void is simply the lake when the wind stops. The water becomes still as glass. If a bird flies over the lake, the water reflects the bird. It doesn't judge the bird. It doesn't try to catch the bird. It just reflects it exactly as it is. When Musashi stood before those 70 men, his mind was the still lake. He saw their anger, he saw their swords, but he did not ripple. He simply reflected their movements and moved through them. Here at Mind of the Master, we believe that this ancient wisdom is the only cure for our modern sickness. Because let's be honest, you are not a samurai. You do not carry a katana on your hip. You are not fighting 70 men in a rice field. But you are fighting a battle. In the modern world, your enemy is not a swordsman. Your enemy is overthinking. Your enemy is fixation. In Japanese swordsmanship, there is a term called Suki. It means an opening, or a gap in your defense. But a mental Suki is created when your mind stops on something. If I swing a sword at you, and your mind thinks, oh no, a sword, then your mind has stopped on the sword. You freeze, and I win. If you are in a fight and you start worrying about what you are going to eat for dinner, your mind stops on dinner. You are distracted, and you lose. In your life, your mind is constantly stopping. You are fixated on the past. You replay that stupid thing you said in a meeting 5 years ago over and over again. That is a fixation. You are fixated on the future. You lay awake at 3 a.m. worrying about bills, worrying about failing, worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. That is a fixation. The master's mind does not stop. It flows. Musashi taught that you must perceive everything, but lock onto nothing. This is called Zanshin, or remaining mind. It is total awareness. When you are in the void, you are not thinking about the outcome. You are not standing there thinking, I hope I get this promotion, or I hope she likes me, because hoping is fear. Hoping implies that you lack something. In the void, you simply do. Think about the last time you were truly in the zone. Maybe you were playing a sport, or maybe you were coding, or driving your car on an open highway. Did you have voices in your head analyzing every move? No. You were just action. You were fluid. That was a glimpse of the void. So the big question is, how do we access this state on demand? How do you use the book of the void when your boss is screaming at you, or when you are drowning in debt, or when you feel like the world is crushing you? You can't just wish for it. You have to train for it. Musashi gave us clues, and we can break them down into practical steps that you can use today. The first step is what I call the distant gaze. Musashi wrote about a technique called Inzan no Metsuke, which translates to gazing at the distant mountains. When we get stressed, our physical vision narrows. We get tunnel vision. We focus intensely on the threat. If someone is yelling at you, you stare right at them. If you are stressed about an email, you stare right at the screen. To enter the void, you need to physically soften your eyes. Do it right now while you are listening to me. Relax the muscles around your eyes. Instead of looking at one specific point, try to see the entire room at once. See the walls. See the light. See your own hands in your periphery. By widening your physical vision, you hack your brain. You force your nervous system to calm down. You remind your subconscious mind that the problem in front of you is small and the world around you is big. The second step is to kill the breath. Emotion lives in your breath. You cannot be panicked if you are breathing slowly. It is biologically impossible. Anxious people breathe fast and high in their chest. Angry people breathe in jagged, rough rhythms. To kill the emotion, you must kill the breathing pattern. When you feel that heat rising, force your breath deep into your stomach. Slow it down. Make the exhale longer than the inhale. If you control the breath, the heart must follow. And if the heart follows, the mind surrenders. Musashi knew this. Before a duel, he wouldn't hype himself up. He would settle his breath into his hara, his center, and become like a stone. The third step is perhaps the most powerful. It is the surgical cut. Musashi taught his students to strike in the interstices, the tiny gap between beats. When a negative emotion rises, let's say jealousy or rage, you have a split second before it takes over your system. You have a moment of choice. The average man misses this moment. He feels the anger and immediately becomes the anger. The master catches it. He names it. He says to himself, this is jealousy. He doesn't fight it. He doesn't judge himself for feeling it. He just sees it. And then, he visualizes himself stepping around the emotion, just as Musashi stepped around a sword strike. You acknowledge the feeling, and you let it pass by you like a cloud floating across the sky. You do not grab the cloud. You do not yell at the cloud. You just watch it go. The world we live in today is getting louder. The algorithm is designed to steal your attention. The news is designed to spark your outrage. Society is designed to keep you in a state of constant anxiety. Everyone and everything is begging for a reaction from you. To remain calm in a world like this is an act of rebel lion. To remain stoic when everyone else is losing their minds is an act of war against chaos. Musashi ended his life in a cave, alone, in silence. He didn't find peace by conquering all of Japan. He found peace by conquering the noise within himself. He realized that the greatest enemy he ever faced wasn't the Yoshioka clan, and it wasn't the other swordsman. It was the voice in his own head. I want to leave you with a challenge. Listening to this video is easy. Understanding the concept is easy, but living it is hard. For the next 24 hours, I want you to practice the void. When chaos happens, and it will happen, do not react. Pause, breathe, soften your gaze, become the lake, be the warrior who walks through the storm without getting wet. When someone insults you, look at them with the calmness of a mountain. When a problem arises, look at it with the clarity of a mirror. Do not let the world pull your strings. Cut the strings. This is the philosophy of mind of the master. We are not just here to watch videos, we are here to change our reality. If you are with me on this path, if you are ready to stop reacting and start living, I want you to comment 2 words below. I want you to write, I walk alone. Let those words be your contract with yourself. Let the other people in the comments know that you are part of the few who are seeking true strength. And if you found value in this, share this video with a friend who needs to hear it. Maybe a brother who is struggling with his temper, or a friend who is lost in anxiety. Share the strength. Remember, the void is not about having nothing. It is about possessing everything, but being possessed by nothing. It is the ultimate freedom. Go out there and claim it. I will see you in the next video. Stay sharp.